What's going on, people? What's going on? So I kind of just want to jump on here and kind of explain what's been going on. I think I'm gonna get on here and do trade recaps just to get used to. But I made a video. I think I put it on private because it's pretty personal. Um, but at some point now I will release it out to everybody. But over spring break, I kind of made one looking back on kind of what's been happening because that was like the 1 year mark since I started all this, um, and then that was a pretty important time to look back on and really see the progress that we made, but also the progress that we have to come still. So um, that was pretty cool to see. And then I took a trade, so we can jump into that right now, really fast. So before I kind of just want to explain, really, ever since January, it's marked like January. Oh geez, I tried to record this some other time. Yesterday, I tried to record this yesterday, and my volume is low. So hopefully my volume's at like a decent level now, and everyone can hear me. I think they probably can, but sorry. Anyway, so really, I started train this system in January, and we saw a lot of this sideways PA and stuff like that until we got the move down. On the move down, really hard to trade. I was really staying out of the market, which I'm super proud of myself for, because as my mentor Johnny says, um, cash is a position. Okay, so if I am not taking a trade, well, that's better than taking a trade in shitty marketing conditions and losing. You know. Um, Sorry, let me pull this up. So that's kind of where my head was at, and it's kind of where I was keeping my head because I was just trying to preserve my capital, and things like that. So you can see, look at my trading journal here. Um, Really, ever since January, this is trades that I've taken. Now, I am swing trading now, so I want to hold trades for multiple days, multiple hours, multiple weeks, not necessarily, 1 hour, less than an hour, 3 hour day trade, right? So we're doing multi day swingings. Now, the reason why I settled on this um, is for a couple of reasons. One, at this time, I was really like the market was going down. I saw opportunity, right? I was listening to a lot of podcasts, and I was doing my own research on stocks. I also got on the Discord, and that's after I realized that futures wasn't working very well for me. The fundeds weren't really. I didn't like the fundeds and stuff like that. So I kind of went down to like long-term investing, and I already manage multi five figures in investment portfolio of an investment portfolio. So I really was looking at that and looking at the investments I was making, and I was like, I see an opportunity to make money with swinging positions via options for short windows or short days, weeks, and amounts of time, right? So I saw that opportunity for that growth. And essentially, what I landed on was that that's actually possible that I can trade those names because it has to do, and it goes hand in hand so well with long-term growth investing, high growth investing. Because at the end of the day, day trading is not going to make you rich. If you don't know how to invest that money that you make day trading or whatever, you're not going to be really well off. So I kind of took the approach of starting with long-term stuff and then going, more short-term and now into the swing trading. Really my strategy is based off of Mark Minervini. I'm reading his book right here, right now. I'm about a third of the way through it. Think and Trade Like a Champion. And he is I think 3 or 4 time winning USIC trader. So he is one of the best traders on Wall Street. A lot of the ICT stuff, not that it doesn't work, it just wasn't working for me. And really, like, a lot of that is not as proven, and it's not like I couldn't see it. Um, and I'm not saying it doesn't work. I think it all works, and I see how it does work. I just couldn't apply it very well, and I've seen such much more success with swinging trading because it was already going hand in hand with trading shares and long term growth stocks. Right. So, for example, the trade that I'm taking right now, I'm about to show you, I actually have long term shares on this trade. I just saw an opportunity for a short swing to do on it. So then, Johnny Options is who I landed on. I bought his mentorship. This time around, I was like, okay, I'm not wasting any time. I'm paying him the money. And that's what I did. So I'm in his mentorship. He's awesome. Shout out to Johnny if he ever watches this. You're the guy, bro. Like I couldn't be here without you. Like truly, he is just amazing, and everyone else in this community, Boca Trading, everyone else knows that he is the guy. Mo Money also, he's so clutch. When it comes to like the statistics, long term growth, he knows exactly where it's at with all of those, all that advice. Amazing group, amazing people. Um, Stuff like that. So, anyways, we'll go through this options trade. So, what I was saying was, I was super proud that I was able to sit on my hands this entire time and not get fucked up in these market conditions because you can tell I was literally on my hands for a long time. I really didn't. This trade really was like some experimental shit. March 17th is when I took my last trade. It's the 21st. That's over a month ago. I took my last trade, and my last trade was a huge winner, $322. It was a huge winner. But again, even this trade, we can look at it. I took it as a day trade because I didn't feel confident about the market conditions. So you can see it literally went up for one day and then it came crashing down. And my enter and exit was like perfect and spot on this trade, on this breakout. So now that we have bullish, now that we saw QQQ was bullish, I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? Obviously, you can't trade a breakout when things are like in this V shaped, right? There's no like, you can't just call that a breakout and bam, take a trade off that, right? So essentially, what I was looking for is I was looking for a pullback. You can see a lot of these overextended stocks. I made a list of wait, dang, did I delete it? I might deleted it. We'll look at some of these other ones. I know Nebis is a good example. Okay, so Nebis, right? I'm in this stock long term. This is a data center and AI infrastructure stock. You can see that had a huge move up right here, and it's starting to pull back. Now, what you can do is part of the strategy that I trade. You can take things off these moving averages. You can see right here, it hit the moving average, bam, bounced out of it, came close to the moving average, bounced out of it, goes on the moving averages, goes out of it, and right now you'll see this is coming down to the moving averages, and then it's gonna go up from there. So that is kind of what I applied here to my trade ONDS. ONDS. This is a stock that I have long term. I have decent amount of shares of this, probably 30 or so shares of this stock long term, and essentially what it is they focus on manufacturing the hardware to go in drones. So the AI drones that are going to be taking over war here pretty soon, in my opinion. I think we all kind of see that coming. So they're going to be taking over kind of like the wars and stuff like that. These like unmanned drones. And so something I think that they do in particular really well compared to some other companies is that they focus on the counter, like the counter, what's the word? Like the counter attacks. So like defensive things. Is they focus on like how do we defend defend drones against us from hitting buildings, going things places we don't want them. But they also manufacture and they're doing testing with drones. So similar to like an Andro company, um, you know. So, anyways, I see super high growth potential in it. So I am invested in long term now. This is kind of what we were talking about. Similarly, to the moving averages, you can see the moving averages were down here, and at the time I had this line marked with the moving averages. I was looking for the price to come down to. So you can also see that this was one of the best trend lines that I saw throughout the entire market. I mean, I was looking, dude, I was looking at so many stocks, and this is the best one I saw by far. And again, this kind of lets you. You also you could take this on a breakout. There's nothing wrong with taking this on a breakout, except for the fact that your risk is going to be all the way down here at low a day, and this risk to reward is just not that great, really. It's 1 to 1. So, what you can do is you can wait for it to come down the moving average, sweep that, get a nice wick candle out of it, and then take that. That's exactly what I did. We came down, literally swiped the moving average. Bam, came up, closed. Didn't get the close I wanted to. I wanted a bullish close, so I waited for the second one. Bam, got in as soon as I can. Now, what I will say is that I could have gotten a little bit better of a entry on this, because the one of the things I struggle on, and I dream about this all the time, and this keeps showing up in my trades, um, is that when I buy my contracts, I'm not picking good contracts. The theta decay and the what's it called? The spread is just way too big. So I'm looking. I think the spread on this was like point 12 or point 11. I think I need to find contracts with the spread that's about point 10 or lower. Um, Ideally. So Johnny took a different spread. Johnny also traded this, which at the time I didn't even know. I think he put it on his watch list, but I didn't know that he was taking it. But he picked different contracts. I put my strike as like 11.50. He put his strike as 10. His expiration was like next week, and mine's in like 2.5 weeks or something like that. So minor differences, but the view of how I see the options, like the options chain, I switch that up so I can see like multiple contracts. Because right now I have to like go in and I have to like type it out, and then once I click contract, I can't go like, and to see the spread I have to click it, but once I click it I can't go back. I have to like re-enter in the ticker and stuff like that, which again, when you see these candles, these 5-minute candles, you're like, oh crap, I need to find contracts, and you can't do it in a amount of time, therefore you get in late. Now because I bought contracts with the big spread, I entered and I was down about $35 or $40, which, looking at it now, does it matter? No. But at the time of entry, does it matter? Yes, because my risk essentially could have been down here, which this and this is a pretty big difference when you're talking about your stop loss. So now instead of my stop being here, it really should be like up here, which invalidates my setup pretty much, because if I enter, and if I were to come down and hover in here, and then it goes to here, and then it shoots up, well, technically, that's not invalidated. That hasn't invalidated my trade at all. But that's why I have a stop loss, because you want to protect your account, right? So technically, it would have been okay, but because my stop had to be up here because I got in late, I would have lost money for really no like fundamental reason other than shitty call on my part for picking those contracts. I mean, that's really it. So that's the one thing that I journaled about, and the one thing that I was focused on for next time. And sorry, my face cam died, guys. I'm sorry. So that's the one thing next time that I'm for sure looking at right now. So some names I'm looking at right now. It's like this for a breakout. Hood, I want that to go down to the moving averages. Same type of thing. I could be seeing that. Irene, this is a great one for moving averages, because look, you got this trend line, moving averages. I mean, it's the same thing. This and ONDS look super similar, right? Irene, definitely at the top of the watch list. This could play really, really nice tomorrow. Like, it for sure can play nice. Zeta, again, these moving averages coming in right there. So yeah, these are some ones that I was following that look really, really good. Um, as far as P&L wise, not that I really try to focus on it too much. Today we were up about $35. Because we had a kind of a shitty close today. Somewhat worried about it. Probably will be fine. Not super sure, but close could have been better. But looking at it here, floating $291 in profit. I sold one contract. I originally had 28. I sold one contract today for $50, and I have about $220 in profit. So I think we have probably about $520 of profit in this trade, which is super good. Count looks super good. Stuff like that. As far as like long term stuff, this is just some of my stocks that I bought like more recently. But I do have another account where I have a lot more money and that I bought more stocks, but also have a lot of other positions. And I'm working on trying to get those transferred over because this brokerage is like somewhat new since like January. But there's like a fee and stuff for transferring it. I thought I wouldn't do it, but like now I want everything over in the same brokerage. Anyway, so I'm focused on, trying to get that over currently. But overall, I would say doing pretty good here. Definitely keeping my head down in the trenches and trying to grow these numbers. Yeah. So with that, I will see you guys next time I take a trade. Or maybe I'll have to go down all of my holds here of my long-term stocks. These are all my long-term stocks I'm holding. Maybe I'll have to go down and get my theses for all of those, stuff like that. But I'll see you guys later.